These days, I find myself playing my PlayStation 5 more and more. And while I wish the PlayStation 5 had more games, the games it does have are actually pretty good. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 must-play hidden gems on the PlayStation 5. So let's go and get right into this video. So like I previously mentioned, I would like the PlayStation 5 to have more games. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But if you dig around a little bit, you can actually find some gems. Well, hidden gems. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. Let's go and get right into this video. The first game we're talking about today is Everspace 2. Everspace 2 puts you in the pilot seat in this fast-paced single-player space shooter, where vicious encounters and brutal challenges stand between you and that next epic loot drop. Explore the war-torn star system of the demilitarized zone of Cluster 34. Each massive handcrafted area is packed with secrets, puzzles, and perils to encounter. You need to annihilate your foes the Everspace way. Dodge, dash, and boost guns blazing into frantic dogfights, leaving a trail of space scrap behind. Expand your private ship collection from a virtually endless supply of fighters composed of unique classes to optimize your build to perfection. Discover alien species, unveil mysteries, find hidden treasures, and defend your cargo against outlaw gangs in an exciting 30-hour campaign. Fire up your hyperdrive to discover more than 100 unique, handcrafted locations spread across 7 distinct star systems and shape your legacy among the stars. So in my opinion, this game is fantastic, and I think it looks amazing. But there is a small caveat that I actually think adds to the experience. The controls do take some time getting used to, but once you get used to them, you really get immersed in this game. So definitely check out Everspace 2. Another great game you should check out is Ghostwire Tokyo. Tokyo is overrun by deadly supernatural forces as a dangerous occultist causes the city's population to vanish in an instant. Join forces with a powerful entity on their quest for vengeance and master a powerful arsenal of abilities to unravel the dark truth behind the disappearances as you face the unknown in Ghostwire Tokyo. Explore a unique vision of Tokyo twisted by a supernatural presence, from its ultra-modern cityscape to its traditional temples and narrow alleyways. Discover a hauntingly beautiful city teeming with yokai, vengeful spirits that prowl the streets. Wield a combination of upgradable elemental superpowers and ghost hunting skills to combat the supernatural threat. Use your ethereal abilities to ascend to the top of Tokyo's skyline and soar over the streets to discover new missions or even get the drop on your enemies. So speaking from my own personal preference, this game has everything going for it. From the gameplay, to the art style, to the lore, to the location. It really has everything that I'm looking for in a great game. So hopefully you'll find some of that interesting as well. Now let's talk about a strange little game called Killer Frequency. The year is 1987, and as the clock strikes midnight in a small town, former big city radio DJ Forrest Nash is live on the air, in what will turn out to be the graveyard shift of a lifetime. In this horror comedy, you must solve puzzles to save callers from being hunted down by a mysterious killer. Where every call is life and death, can you save the inhabitants? You need to step into the shoes of this late night radio talk show host. You're new in town, and you have fallen from grace. The sheriff is dead, so the townsfolk turn to you for help, as apparently you, Forrest Nash, are the only person in town who can run a phone line. You will experience real-time decision-making and puzzles. Use branching dialogues to interact with a variety of eccentric, small-town personalities, including potential victims and suspects. So, horror games are probably my least favorite genre. Not because I think they're bad games or anything, but normally they don't resonate with me. Even though this game has some horror elements to it, it does have a mixture of a bunch of other things as well, and they all mesh perfectly together. So I would definitely check this one out. So I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. I think it's called Tchia or Tchia. Regardless of what it's called, you definitely should be playing this. Climb, glide, swim, and sail around a vast and beautiful location inspired by New Caledonia. In this physics-driven adventure game, you will take your character on a heartfelt adventure and meet a diverse cast of characters. Your free climbing ability lets you ascend to anything in the world without restriction, including any physics-driven tree. Sail your custom boat on turquoise lagoons and dive around coral reefs and shipwrecks. Your special gift lets you take control of any animal or object you find. Use your unique movement and abilities to travel, solve puzzles, and uncover secrets. Fly around as a bird, explore the ocean as a fish, or dig treasures as a dog. There's over 30 playable animals, and hundreds of objects to find and try. This game is very special and for a lot of reasons, but one of the most important reasons is because it's a game you can really get lost in. A game that really takes you out of your element and puts you in another one entirely. I love games like this because they're not trying to be the biggest and best thing, but what they do it well. So this is a treat for whoever gets to experience it. Now let's talk about a game called Dragon's Crown Pro. Journey to the kingdom of Hydeland and seek the Dragon's Crown. This is one of the most beautiful 2D action RPGs in history. Dragon's Crown Pro offers a variety of range and close combat actions for this classic side-scrolling beat-em-up. Band together or journey solo as one of 6 playable classes and explore a winding dungeon with new adventures at every turn. So again, this game is a mixture of a bunch of different genres. And to be honest, it's kind of hard for me to explain what's going on here, because I want to explain one area of it, but then that kind of makes me feel like I would leave out a whole nother area of the game. This is one of these games that I just need you to trust me. Trust my recommendation and dive into this, because if any part of this looks intriguing, well, then you're probably going to enjoy every other part of it as well. So I would definitely check this one out. So now let's talk about Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Immerse yourself in a story-driven, action-adventure set in a charming world, rich with exploration and fast-paced combat. Play as Kena, a young spirit guide traveling to an abandoned village in search of the sacred mountain shrine. Find and grow a team of tiny spirits known as a Rot, who maintain balance by decomposing dead and rotting elements. Enhance your companion's abilities, create new ways to manipulate the environment, and uncover the secrets of the forgotten community hidden in an overgrown forest where wandering spirits are trapped. So one reason why I like this game so much is because on the surface level, you're like, this kind of reminds me of like a Disney movie. So I'm gonna assume this is gonna be a pretty easy game. Well, if that's what you assumed, then you would be wrong. We have to call a spade here. These graphics are damn good, but the gameplay is where this game really shines. And I will let you in on a little secret. This game can be extremely challenging at times. Like, it has this cute art style and graphics, but some of the gameplay can be unforgiving, but in a very rewarding way. So I would definitely check this one out. Now let's talk about a very strange game called Bugsnax. Bugsnax takes you on a whimsical adventure to Snacktooth Island, home of the legendary half-bug, half-snack creatures, Bugsnax. Invited by an intrepid explorer, you arrive to discover your host is nowhere to be found. Her camp is in shambles, and her followers scattered across the island alone and hungry. It's up to you to solve the mysteries of Snacktooth Island. What are Bugsnax and where do they come from? But most of all, why do they taste so good? Discover, hunt, and capture all 100 species of Bugsnax using a variety of contraptions and bait. Explore the diverse biomes of Snacktooth Island to track down and reunite inhabitants of Snacksburg. You need to follow every lead and learn more about the mysteries of Snacktooth Island. So I know what you're thinking. This game looks ridiculous. And it kind of is. But that's why I want to recommend this one. Because it's so ridiculous, it goes so far outside the box that it actually knows what it's doing. It's a game that doesn't take itself serious, but it's still structured enough to where there's a very fun adventure. So if I were you, and I had the chance, I would definitely check out Bugsnax. Now let's talk about a game called Haven. Glide through a mysterious landscape, explore a fragmented world, and fight against what's trying to tear two lovers apart in this RPG adventure about love, rebellion, and freedom. You and Kay have escaped to a forgotten planet, leaving everything they knew behind. Play both at the same time as they settle into an unknown world. Explore the planet looking for parts and material to fix your ship and make it a cozy home. Enjoy moments of everyday life as a relatable couple while cooking meals, crafting, and collecting precious resources. Fight against forces trying to tear you apart by synchronizing actions in combat and finding the perfect timing and rhythm while controlling both characters at once. So I really like what this game has going for it. It's a little different but familiar at the same time, and I like how you can play with two characters at the same time. But a great thing about this, even though you can play this game solo, you can also play with somebody else locally in co-op mode, and that's amazing. Because we know a lot of games these days don't even have a local co-op mode anymore, and that's a bummer. So if you get the chance, I would definitely check out Haven. Now let's talk about a game called F.I.S.T, Forged in Shadow Torch. After the animals of Torch City were defeated by the invading robotic legion in the Resistance War 6 years ago, former Resistance fighter Rayton the Rabbit has kept a low profile, but the arrest of a friend meant he had no choice but to put on his giant metal fist and fight against those oppressing him. Little did he know he would soon be caught up in conspiracies involving the Legion, the Resistance, and the Rat Gang. Explore more than a dozen unique areas in an action platformer style map. The core combat, puzzle solving, and platform mechanics are complemented by countless hidden rooms, secret passages, and shortcuts, with all kinds of rewarding challenges for players to complete. Maps are loaded on the fly to avoid frequent transitions, making the massive Torch City feel even more detailed and alive. The Fist, Drill, and Whip are 3 weapons with completely different fighting styles that offer seamlessly switching between high combos, high damage, and long range attacks. So the world of gaming is so weird, because how does somebody make a game this good, that looks this amazing, and it can just kind of fly under the radar? Even though this game has a lot going for it, when you ask people, some people are on the fence about it. They either don't like it at all, or they absolutely love it. And to be honest, it all comes down to your personal preference. But if you had to ask me if I think you should check this out, the answer would be hell yes. And the last game we're talking about today is called Amnesia: The Bunker. Left alone in a desolate World War I bunker, with only 1 bullet remaining in the barrel, it's up to you to face the oppressing terrors in the dark. Keep the light on at all costs, persevere, and make your way out alive. This is a truly intense horror experience. Immerse yourself in the multiple ways of tackling survival. In the shoes of a French soldier, you are armed with a revolver gun, a noisy dynamo flashlight, and other scarce supplies to scavenge and craft along the way. With randomization and unpredictable behavior, no playthrough is the same. Hunted by an ever-present threat reacting to your every move and sound, you must adapt your playstyle to face hell. Every single decision will change the outcome of how the game responds. Actions bear consequences. You must explore and experiment to make your way out. So earlier in this video I mentioned I'm really not the biggest fan of horror games, but this is more of a full-blown experience. I really think they've added their own twist enough that it doesn't feel like every other horror game previous to this, because 99% of horror games kind of follow the same formula. And yeah, if you ever get a chance, I would definitely check this one out. Ladies and gentlemen, there was 10 must-play hidden gems on the PS5. Number 1, in the comments below let me know your thoughts and opinions, and 2, let me know any other PS5 games that you think I should check out that maybe not a lot of people know about. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could, I would really appreciate a follow. And you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.